What's up, guys? It's your boy Smalls back on another edition of The Vault, the weekly show that takes a look back at some of the best and worst jerseys in sports. With me, as always, is my man, Benny Buckets. How's it going, buddy?
Dude, I'll tell you what, I am fucking fired up today. I'm ready to go, man. I'm good, happy to be here. A lot of good sports shit going on right now. How are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, especially with the guests that we have coming on today. This is one that Deke did not hook us up with. This is one that we actually found on our own, so I'm a little happy about
Yeah,
that.
so fuck off there.
Yeah, dude, seriously. But hey, this boy is someone that I went to college with. I pledged with him. Probably the biggest wild card of a person I think I've ever met. Ladies and gents, Mr. Grayson Schutzman. Grayson, how's it
Hey,
going,
what's
dude?
up, man?
What's up?
First of all, I think Party was the biggest wild card,
That's true, yeah. That's true. Yeah.
but it's good to be here.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. So yeah, like I said, me and Grayson pledged together. It's been a few years since I think we've seen each other, but I saw that you are now running 200 Proof Sports on IG. I hit you up right away as soon as I saw it. I was like, dude, I gotta have you on. Gotta have you on, just because I know that you have some strong takes, and that's what that show is all about, or that's what that page is all about. So I'm all for it. And Benny's a big NBA guy. You're a big NBA guy, so I figured this is a perfect fit.
Also, a big strong take guy. So, he sent me a couple of your clips in. I was checking out the account, and immediately I was like, "Yes, I agree. Let's get this guy on the show." So we appreciate you taking the time, man. This is awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Yeah, the thing, 200 Proof Sports is a sports meme account that I started. Actually, Morel is a minority owner who Smalls knows.
Yeah.
But the videos you talk about, I call them hater time, which is me ranting and on overzealously on a player or team or something that I hate. And the reason I started doing those, the meme account was doing well, but the videos are doing really well. And I started doing them because I was just ranting at a girl at a bar about how much I hated Kyrie Irving. I'm like, I need a more productive outlet for this.
Yeah.
No, I mean, dude, the Kyrie one, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw that, I was like, "Yeah, this is. I think this is gonna pick up steam pretty quick." Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's.
and that's the first video I saw was
That's by
this
far the
shit
most
on Kyrie
popular.
Irving. So yeah.
So I wanted to ask. I guess can you give a quick Kyrie Irving rant on here real quick?
Kyrie Irving makes your team worse. And I'm just going to go through this. There is no proof that he makes your team better. 2017, the Cavs lost in the finals with Kyrie. 2018, they lost in the finals without Kyrie. The Celtics, where he went to, they went to the conference finals in 2017 and 2018 without Kyrie because he gets hurt because he always fucking gets hurt. And then in 2019, they had Kyrie. They lost in the second round. 2020, without Kyrie, they made it to the conference finals again. The Nets lost in the first round the 2 years before Kyrie showed up, including one where he was there, but once again got hurt, but really he was just refusing to play in the bubble. And then the year they had him, last year, they get swept in the first round. This year, they lose in the first round again without him. Mavs go to the conference finals without him. This year, they don't even make the playoffs with him. It's pretty obvious that he doesn't make teams better. He hit one good shot, what was that, 7 years ago now?
I mean, yeah, Benny, thoughts?
Also, he's an
Uh,
idiot.
Yeah,
I I I mean the proof is there. If you're looking at it statistically, it's there. But I still think that the argument is that he's a good individual player. I kind of agree. I mean, I don't think that because realistically, like you said, Mavs were already a good team, and him being paired to Luka, that should have been a match made in heaven. And especially with some of the, I mean, I'm
He
not
was a
saying that,
four seed when he joined the team.
right, and I'm not saying that Christian Wood is a revolutionary big man by any means, but getting him actually gave them some height, some size, some depth, and then it was like, okay, well, he can at least hold down a little bit down there, and they were getting good quality like bench minutes and stuff from Dwight Powell, but they were like, we need pure guard play because they let Jalen Brunson walk to the Knicks, And then they're like, oh, this will be an upgrade, bring in Kyrie. And then, like you said, they don't even make the fucking playoffs. So,
No.
and,
Well,
and
you said with him being a great individual player, he would be great in one-on-one. Like,
yeah,
he would tear up a one-on-one tournament, but he's an individual player and it's a team sport.
right,
Big
right.
Druid
And that's,
guy. Big Druid guy.
yeah. And that's like, and I think the big thing that he brings anywhere is because of, how do I put this the best way? His media presence and his teammate performance. Like, he's just a dysfunctional teammate. Like, I think, like, even if it doesn't matter how talented he is, he's just human dysfunction anywhere he goes.
I'm sorry, I'm only laughing because I think media presence might be like the most nice PR person way of saying what he does.
And that's what I was trying to do. Was I was trying to put it in like the most PC possible
Your
way.
day job, Betty. Do you work in PR?
Yeah, no.
should,
And I don't think so. You know me well enough to this point. There is no fucking way I should be in anything related to PR. I'm working on it, you know?
Yeah. So, Grayson, is it once a week that you put those out?
It is. I took off last week because I got pretty busy in my personal life, but also that I was planning on doing an NFL one. So far, all of them have been NBA because I started like during the NBA playoffs. But I was planning on doing an NFL one just so people know that it's not just all NBA, it just happens to be what's going on. And it was going to be Josh Allen, but just so much crazy NBA stuff happened. And I'm like, all right, I got to focus on this. We'll do another hater time video next week. The next one is Josh Allen good or is he just tall?
That's a strong take, dude.
That is a strong take. You know what? I am anxiously awaiting that video.
Hell yeah.
I have this problem where even if a guy's good, if I think not even just with sports, with TV shows and movies too, if I think something is overrated and gets like super hyped, even if I think it's good, but everyone else thinks it's amazing, it will make me hate that thing. That's how I ended up hating the show The Office.
Oh,
wow.
I watched The Office when it was on TV. I loved it. And then it came, like 5 years went by and it came out on Netflix and people acted like it was the only show ever.
Yeah. Well, so Grayson, you know that's a very Will Linhart trait of you. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I can do a push-up.
That's true, dude. All right, that's true.
All right. Well, with you having strong opinions and of things that are overrated per se, you being a all things New York fan or at least paying attention, tapped in. Aaron Rodgers just got to town with the Jets. How do you feel that's going to turn out with a 67-year-old quarterback following the same steps as Brett Favre, doing all that shit and going to New York? You think they're immediately a Super Bowl contender now, or are they just who they were and Aaron Rodgers might complete a few more passes than the MILF banger Zach Wilson?
Oh, man. I had too much Zach Wilson stock when he came into the league. But, yeah. But, Aaron Rodgers going to Jets. It's going to be basically the Brett Favre thing again. He's clearly past his prime. That is good around him, but not amazing. It's not like, oh, yeah, you had they had the worst quarterbacks in the league last year. And, like, if you had competence to it, where'd they end up last year? 9-7, 7-9, something like that?
7-9, I think, yeah.
7-9, yeah.
He's probably worth 3 wins. So maybe it's a wild card round exit. I mean, it's not like he's fantastic in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
Right. And that's no matter how good. I mean, even his back-to-back MVP seasons from 2 years ago. What did he do in the playoffs? He choked. So, and that's in New York, the climate is not get to the playoffs. That's not what it is. The climate is go win us a goddamn championship. That's the way that, I mean, the water is boiling hot at all times in New York. And if you don't make an immediate impact, you're fucked. Kind of what happened to Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So
he had the shortest leash. I think he only started 8 games.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because and that's the thing is, and I give the guy credit to a point, like saying I'm going to make this guy's life hell or whatever. Like, bro, you got beat up by Mike White and Aaron Rodgers is coming into town. And now you're like, I'm going to fucking take his world over. Like, bro, I don't know, man. You couldn't even start. So
Dude, Zach Wilson is going to be an incredible backup for years to come. You guys remember Nathan Peterman, the worst quarterback of all time? Do you know he's still on the roster?
Huh?
Okay, well, that's another thing. He had one really bad game, and that's it. He had one really bad game, and that's all he's known for.
He's a pit guy. Ben's a pit guy. Ben's a pit guy, so that's the qualifier there.
Hey, I love Kenny Pickett, man.
There we go. All right, there we go.
Make that your hill to die.
You know what? I'll trade Kenny Pickett for Nathan Peterman there. I'll take that. I'll give up Peterman for Pickett.
There we go. You think Danny Dimes is the guy? Because you're a Giants fan.
Yeah, I am. I don't think he's the guy. I don't think we're ever going to come on. It's like, top 5 guys, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Danny Dimes. He's never going to be that like force multiplier that like those real elite guys. But an above average guy, you can win with that.
Yeah.
The Eagles won with Nick Foles. The Giants won with Eli Manning. No one ever considered Eli Manning a top 5 guy.
But I give you a lot of credit for even saying that Daniel Jones is an above average quarterback. So but I actually like the Giants because I like a lot of individual players that play for New York, and being a Steelers fan, like unless we're seeing you in the Super Bowl, like I don't give a shit. Go Giants. You know what I mean? I really like Kayvon Thibodeau. And I know that people don't like maybe his persona or his demeanor or whatever. As a football player, I think obviously he's got more to work on, but I think he's got a high ceiling. I think you guys have drafted well the last few years. I really like Saquon, obviously. I mean, he's a fucking stud. And I don't know. I see at least good things, and Daniel Jones to me has at least proven to where he might be able to start another year. So I think that this year is like the big make or break. Like, if he tanks this year, then because what you guys just paid him, right?
Yeah, I think it's a 4-year deal.
So that's my thing, though, is I feel like even though they extended him, if he shits the bed, New York is going to be impatient. And if you guys, come up short of expectations, he might be on the trading block and you guys might be starting over again with a new quarterback. But I feel like that is like he's the make or break piece. If he's on, you guys are going to be pretty good. If he's off, everybody's going to fucking hate him.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think we can ever expect too much out of him. But if he can just be one step above competent, and we can actually have a competent GM who we got to live the last disaster gentleman who might have been the worst GM of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if we could just put pieces around him, you can win like that. Like, I think I've seen in my lifetime more average to slightly above average QBs win Super Bowls with good teams around them than I've seen just carry jobs by great QBs.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, you know what? I love Dable. I think that he's a great coach, obviously won coach of the year. I think that you guys are in good shape there. Definitely, you've come a long way from the Ben McAdoo era. Things are getting better at least. So I'm happy to, and for both teams, Jets and Giants over there, things seem to, you guys are looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. Like there is hope there for both New York teams. So you know what? I wish you the best unless you play Pittsburgh, and then I hope you get shit on. But then after that, I hope you guys do well again.
See, the Steelers are also my AFC team.
There we go.
Okay.
Part of it is good. I like Mark Tomlin. Growing up, I liked Big Ben. I just liked seeing this big, giant, fat guy who was weirdly around and got off of him. But you guys draft well. It's a good organization. I went to Penn State. So half of the fans were Eagles fans, half of the fans were Steelers fans. I found the Steelers fans way more agreeable.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, that's.
But if you guys ever want to fire Mike Tomlin like you talk about every time you lose a game, I love Daboll, but we'll take him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the life of a Yinzer, though. Just hearing all the idiots calling to the radio shows saying fire Tomlin. Like,
the other team will get like a field goal like in the first quarter, and it'd be like fire Tomlin all over Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't understand like the slander, like especially for people who are actually involved. I get if you're just riding some fucking bandwagon that's like, oh, I see other people like hating on him, so I'll hate on him too. Like, if you're really paying attention, you do not want to fucking fire Mike Tomlin. Like, if you're watching the football games and you're seeing the culture that's there, and you're seeing that we have not seen a goddamn losing season since he got here, like, I don't know if I'd be screaming to fire that fucking guy.
Yeah, there's like 8 coaches maybe in the league we know are good, and he's one of them. Like the rest of them could be like Davo. He did it for 1 year. We don't know he's that good. 1 year, you need more.
You got to show the consistency and success, and yeah.
And if you have one of those 8 guys, you don't want to get rid of him, or you end up like the Giants having a new guy every year or every 2 years.
Yeah. I got one other thing. Just because it is NBA playoff time. Grayson, you're a Knicks fan, right? Benny's a Heat fan. So why don't we talk about that?
I'm double mad at you because I am a Knicks fan, but I don't know if you guys can see this. My favorite player is Giannis.
Oh.
You guys really fucking with me this year. I love it, but I gotta stop. Yeah. For everyone in the East, they just end up killing each other.
Dude, and that's like I wish that it wasn't as big of a shock because I feel like unbiased because I'm a huge NBA guy. Like out of all sports, that's probably the sport I pay attention to the most, and I like unbiasedly think that the Heat are better than what they showed during the regular season, and obviously that's coming to fruition now. But it's like we're playing teams that I like don't have issues with. In fact, 2 of the Eastern teams that I have issues with are playing each other right now because I fucking hate Philly and I hate the Sixers. And you know, me and Smalls have had this debate because especially last year Eastern Conference Finals were Celtics Heat, so we were going back and forth that entire time, obviously. But like being a Heat fan, like obviously, I hope we wax you guys again tonight and fucking kick them out in 5 games, but. Again, there's players that I fucking like. I think I love that Jalen Brunson has found success somewhere else because everybody else was talking like, oh, he's asking for too much or he's not actually that good. And he's had a very successful year in New York. I think Josh Hart is one of the most likable guys in the league.
There's not a lot of now.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome because he's not a guy that's going to take a game over, but he's reliable. He's solid on both ends of the court. I love that he's just a pure shooter, and he's like a fun guy. Like, I like him. Now, Julius Randle could, like, quite literally lick my gooch from front to back, and that's okay. But,
wait, like, can I ask you this? I think Julius Randle, I used to say this about Eli and Peyton Manning. I think Julius Randle and Jimmy Butler do, like, a Freaky Friday thing in the playoffs. Because Julius Randle is really good in the regular season and then horrendous in the playoffs. And then Jimmy Butler averages like 18 points a game in the regular season and then like 37 in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's I wish I was able to explain it because it's like, you know, like because it's weird because I'll fall back on like, oh, well, Jimmy's playing more team ball during the regular season and it's more like a preservation thing. But at the same time, I'm like, why? Because you obviously have the ability to take over whenever the fuck. So like, why not just keep doing that? And because they're still playing team ball now, like he had like 28 in game 4. He had 28 and like 7 assists in game 4, and Bam still had 21 points, 11 rebounds, and like all this stuff. And then Strus had 19 points, and Kevin Love had 12 points. Like they're being able to still play team ball with Jimmy contributing more offensively. So I don't know, like I can't fucking give you an explanation as to why.
He doesn't seem like a guy who would be like, oh, I'm going to preserve myself in the playoffs. I'm not going to try that hard. He seems like a guy who everything he does, he's like running into a wall for it.
yeah, and it's like I think like the hustle's there. It's just like the strategy is different, or I don't fucking know. But regardless, I'm happy that he turns it on in the playoffs, obviously, because a lot of my friends are like, "Oh, you guys are the 8 seed, get ready to be fucking swept by the Bucks and all this shit." And now here we are, you know, we're 1 win away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals as an 8 seed, so I'll fucking take it, you know. But I'm not going to guarantee it. I'm not saying. I think that New York is a tough place to win. You guys have your backs against the wall. You could win tonight, but I'm hoping we blow you up by fucking 30.
I'm pretty resigned that you guys are going to win the series, but I think we can get one more game.
Yeah. And that's I feel the same way because I think now I'll just be honest with you because I'm not going to kiss your ass. I've told Smalls this several times. I think that the Knicks are a fake tough team. I think that there's a few teams in the East that are fake tough, and the only team that they beat in the playoffs so far was another fake tough team. So to me, I need to see them like actually put a hurting on a legitimate contender in the East, and I just haven't really seen that yet. So even if we weren't playing them, I wouldn't have a big hope for the Knicks, but I wish you well in this quest of trying to not be a fake tough team anymore. But the Knicks you don't do it in the playoffs. It's just what happens.
I think part of it is they put so much effort in the regular season that they overachieve. Like other teams, like night to night, they're like, they put like 80% of their effort in. And the Knicks are just on like 100% because of their coach, Thibodeau. That's what he does. He's like, we're going 100% every game. And then you get to the playoffs and every other team has another gear to go to, but you're already at your best.
Yeah. Hey, I still blame Tibbs for Derrick Rose's knees. So I don't know if I'll ever be able to forgive him. Yeah, dude. But no, I mean, honestly, I never really have any issues with the Knicks. It's just right now, you guys are standing in the way of me potentially getting to see the Heat win another championship. So I just need them to get out of the way, and then whichever one of these bum ass franchises on the other side comes out.
Calm down over there.
Well, it's looking like it's gonna be Philly.
I know, dude. I know.
City on the planet beat your team in the playoffs.
I forgot you were a Celtics fan, Smalls.
Yeah, and I listen. I don't pretend that I've been a lifelong Celtics fan. I will never pretend that, but I am a Celtics fan now. So, and frankly, last night's game was one of the most frustrating things I've seen in a long time.
Dude, it's so tough.
I think we talked about this. I was watching in a bar, so like I was doing something, so I was just looking up every now and then. Every time I looked up, someone was shooting free throws. And usually, what the hell was that game?
There were so many guys in foul trouble, like.
You couldn't blink without a foul being called.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude. It was wild.
That kind of game, even if they're calling it both ways, that obviously favors the Sixers. They have two of the three biggest floppers in the league.
Yeah.
Literally a guy who, in my opinion, made the best years of his career off of flopping because he was shooting like it was some like crazy stat of like 22% more free throw attempts than anyone else in the league. Like, I mean, I'm talking the years when he was like in Houston and shit, but like he won MVP when over half of his points came from the goddamn free throw line.
Yeah, and it's not like Giannis where he's like diving at the rim. He's like jumping backwards into defenders behind him. Is it James Harden? Is James Harden good? Or is he just good at cheating? Hater time video.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Benny, you want to read the ad read this week? We'll get
sure.
All right.
All right, everybody. You know the drill. Today's program and topic is brought to you by the one and only Marshall Fitness, ran by close friend of the show, Will Marshall. Will Marshall will build a plan designed on your needs, your availability, your equipment access, and your goals. He will build a meal plan for you. He will build a workout plan for you, and he will be accessible to you virtually so you don't have that stress or that pressure of meeting with someone face-to-face. Will be able to meet all your fitness needs wherever you are in the world because he is now an international businessman, and I wouldn't trust anybody else to go forward with this. He's a professional. He's updated his logo. He's got business cards. He's traveling the world. He's doing his thing and is still available for you. And the best time to start is right now.
That's right. All right. We're doing the worst NBA City Edition jerseys, boys. This is one we've had a few City Edition jerseys appear on the show before, but we've never really dove into just City Edition jerseys. Dude, there are some bad, really, really bad ones out there. I don't even think we scratched the surface.
And makes you think poorly, even more so about the cities themselves too. Like,
Yeah.
this is supposed to represent you, you bag of trash. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, this is tough. Well, so Grayson, the original thought was just doing like worst NBA jerseys, which we've done before. But like, obviously there's tons of them out there, and Grayson's like, is it cool if we have City Edition ones in there too? I was like, yeah, absolutely. You know what? Let's just go all in and do only City Edition ones, because I mean, he said, Grayson, you were two of your original picks City Edition jerseys.
Yeah, when it was just NBA jerseys, my two original picks was recent City Edition jerseys too. Like, and I was just like, all right, now I gotta come up with, so people don't think like I'm a casual fan. I gotta come up with some obscure like Kansas City Royals NBA 1930s jersey. But that we did City Editions, I'm like, I think like 90% of them are bad.
Yeah, there's some.
Yeah,
good
a
ones,
majority
but,
are
like,
bad. They're few and far between.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
It was basically the original Heat's Miami Vice jersey, and then most of the rest of them are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, Benny, you want to start us out? What do you got?
Yeah, so Philly, you knew this one was coming, you bunch of bitches. This jersey is just it's not good. This was the 2021 edition of Philly's City Edition jerseys, and I got to think of a way to not inappropriately break this down. But the font between the word Sixers and the numbers doesn't make sense, doesn't represent the city at all. There's no real ties to anything else. Like, I get that the Sixers font is kind of reminiscent of like one version of Sixers jerseys from the 70s or something, but like it's still not representing the city at all. And the colors are a bit off. Like, it's not that typical red, white, and blue that you see for the Sixers. They went back to like a darker navy, which I don't like. And just the random 4-5 blocks of colors on the side. Like, what the hell is that? You have a rainbow coming out of your armpit for no goddamn reason. It's the worst. It's stupid, and it's too like it's too bland if you take away the colors, and then being like, hey, the way that we're gonna spice it up is to just put half of a Rubik's Cube on the side of the fucking jersey. It makes no sense to me, and these are dumb, just like the entire city of Philadelphia.
Dude, it's a Polaroid ad. That's all it is. It's a goddamn Polaroid jersey.
That's a better way to put it.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, these are rough. Yeah, what is the significance of the colors on the? I don't get it. What is this supposed to be?
Clue. Wait, what did you say, Grayson? I'm sorry.
I said they're not Sixers colors.
No.
Yeah, it's like they don't even tie into anything else related to the city, and this is the City Edition jersey. Philly, you bunch of dumb fucks.
Also, you kind of mentioned it, is the letters and the number two completely different fonts? Because that's what it
I
looks
think
like.
it might be, dude.
I think that it is, and they just, because they use the same colors for like the base and the outline, that they are trying to make you think that they're similar, but they are two completely different things.
Yeah, no, these are rough. Grayson, any more thoughts on these?
It's just there's nothing individually that's specifically offensive. It's that it seems like a bunch of different ideas thrown together. Like, we're gonna have this rainbow thing. We have this old 70s font, and then we have, I'm just gonna assume the numbers are from a font from one of their past jerseys. I don't know why. It seems like they tasked like 3 or 4 different people with different parts of this jersey, put them in different rooms and then let them communicate, and this is what they came up with.
Yeah, it's just bad, and it doesn't make sense. There's no reason for anything. It's all made up, just like their sponsor being Crypto.com. So it's everything ties in together, makes perfect sense for that trash ass city. So I mean, there you have it. That's my first one, because this was one that, like, as soon as you said City Edition jerseys, I think this was the first one I sent you, because it was like, no questions asked, boom, this dumbass shit.
Yep.
And just pump that out, because A, I hate Philly, and B, this is at least one where I get that I'm super harsh and everybody knows that I'm a Philly hater, but like this is one where I feel like people can give me a pass and be like, all right, we can give them this one, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Grayson. What do you got first pick?
Boo!
This is, and I went to a non-NBA fan. I asked my girlfriend about this. What do you think of when you first see this jersey? And she immediately goes, serial killer. And that is not what you should think of when you see an NBA jersey. I don't know who looked at this, where just every letter is a different font, the numbers are different. It's cut out of, it looks like it was cut out of a magazine, and it's from a serial killer that sent a letter to a newspaper. Like, that's the real, like, visually, it's way all over the place because they went with different fonts and color schemes for every letter and number. So it doesn't look good. And also just the fact that you can't look at it and not seem serial killer. And I just don't believe that no one in that office saw this. There's no way to look at this and not think serial killer. And also it's just visually unappealing.
Benny, thoughts?
Well, because this isn't for people who don't know the NBA. Each one of these is taken from a piece of the Heat's history and put together. This is
What is that M from?
From every era. It's from the 90s. It's from every era of the Heat that these are together, and then each player picks which fonts they want to pay homage to, you know, a great franchise who doesn't have all these hopes that are hanging on to, you know, Patrick Ewing from 1994 and didn't do shit with him. So, you know, a team that's won championships in the last 30 years. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. And, you know, real basketball fans appreciate the homage and paying respect to all the eras before them that have been successful as well. So I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just a successful city basketball team thing. I don't know.
You get how you're contradicting yourself, because the problem with the last one was there was a bunch of different things slapped together. And then with this one, no, it's paying homage to all of it.
Yeah, because
to one thing at a time.
what were the numbers from the last one? At least these are specific. You can draw back to different eras in the history. Nobody has any idea what Polaroid ever had to do with the Sixers or what that font of the numbers had to do with them. And plus, they're from Philly. Dumbass city. They have never done anything correctly in their entire life. Their one claim to fame is a fucking cracked bell. Okay? So that and murder.
They melt cheese whiz onto bad steak.
Wait, what?
That's their cheese steak. It's made with cheese whiz.
I don't know if that's like the origin, but I will stick with that though. I like that.
No, that is what it is. It is like, it's cheese whiz. Like, it's not. It is shitty cheese whiz on probably questionable steak. So
yeah. Oh, first of all, it's not steak. if you've had a Philly cheesesteak, you know that's not steak. That is. Oh, I can't even say what I want to say that it is, but I will tell you two separately at some point.
All right.
But it's not steak. I'll tell you that.
Ah, man. So listen, there are no wrong answers on this show, right? If I give you a topic,
that's true.
Yeah, there are no wrong answers.
Because it's all opinion based.
It's all opinion
based. There's no fact.
So this jersey actually came up a few weeks ago, and Benny convinced me. Now that I saw the history behind it, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But my initial reaction is, what's going on here? So like, I see both sides. I was just here for the clash. That's all.
Benny convinced me a little. I didn't realize it. I see it now. I recognize obviously the second M, the A, and the I, which is the same as the two. But I have no recollection of the first M and the last I. But also, it still looks like a serial killer wrote this.
Well, we are serially killing the Knicks right now in the playoffs, so that makes perfect sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler and friends.
in supporting casts. Yeah, Jimmy's gonna get best lead actor, or what is that? Best fuck. I don't watch any of those. Let's just skip past what I was going for.
All right. All right, let's go with my first pick. So I'm going with the 2020 New Orleans Pelicans. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I guess this is based on their city flag, but like it feels like I'm watching the Serbian national basketball team when I see these. Like, and whatever the little Saints logos things are actually called, the French things. That's like the biggest tie to New Orleans that I see on here. These are just they're bland and they don't make me think of the Pelicans or New Orleans whatsoever. So
Yeah, Grayson, do you know what those things are called? I've been trying to figure this out for however long. Like, what the
No,
fuck
I
I
call
are
them
don't
the
know
those?
Saints
what it-
logos.
I just think like Saints, like I
You're
don't.
right.
When you
But
say Saints logo, I think of the football team, but in my head, this is like the actual logo for what a saint, like an actual like Catholic saint.
I think it's no, actually I do have it written down. The Florida less. I don't know. It's a French thing, dude. If those French cowards, dude.
What a silly country. And yeah, dude, the colors are not reminiscent of anything related to the city at all, and definitely not the team. And it would even be different if they tried going back to like reverting back to the colors of say even like the New Orleans Hornets or something like that, like of that era. Like this doesn't relate to anything. It's and again that whatever Florida dumbass or whatever the fuck it's called from the French, that stuff is there. But even still, like the three of them, like what is the significance?
It's
And
supposed
you
to be
know
the
what?
flag. That's it. But
Even
like,
outside of the significance, and this is where I'll say because even if they can draw specific, minute, very intricate parallels to this is what it has to do with the city, it's just not aesthetically pleasing.
yeah.
It doesn't look good. So I completely agree with this take.
Yeah, I get that it has something to do with the city, but yeah, it's not aesthetically pleasing. And Small's made the best point. It totally looks like some Eastern European flag,
Yeah.
which maybe the Mavericks should try that. They love Eastern
Yeah.
Europeans.
There we go.
Dude, they have thrived off of Eastern Europeans.
Just very quick side thing. One time I was watching a game with my little brother who doesn't watch basketball, and it was the Mavericks in like 2020. And my little brother just goes, "That team's gonna lose." I go, "Why do you think that?" He's like, "Because there's 4 white guys on the courts."
Oh man. All
Yeah,
right.
okay, here's another hot take. Is Mark Cuban closeted racist? Is is that is that something we need to maybe look into? Because he
He
puts a
did
lot of money
say
into
that
white guys.
Europeans work harder than the African Americans.
Oh,
Oh.
maybe Mark
Something like
Cuban.
that.
Maybe
Oh.
Mark Cuban is because if you think about like okay, I'm talking like lead role stars for the Mavs, always been white.
Steve Nash, Dirk, Luca.
Steve Nash, Dirk, Luca. Even technically, I'm not sold that Jason Kidd isn't completely Caucasian. Okay, and like you've had good players there like Jason Terry and and Kyrie Irving, but they're never the face of the team. So like I feel like maybe that's also another dig by Cuban, like on
Mm.
purpose. I don't know. Wait, is Mark Cuban a bad guy? I don't know.
I feel like he would probably be low on my list of bad guy owners, but it is very suspicious because they also had Boban. Like I'm saying, like my little brother looked at it, and 4 of their starting 5 was white, and you just don't see that in the NBA.
Right.
Yeah, unless it's the entirety of the Celtics bench, which was on the court last night. So that's all I'll say about that. Benny, what do you got for your second pick?
All right, my second one, and this is I'm glad that you're a Knicks fan, so I don't have to tear a Knicks jersey down too much, and I hope you're not protective of the Nets. This is dumb. This is a child's handwriting on a white canvas, and maybe there's something I'm missing. Like if some kid, a part of the Make-A-Wish program, drew this or whatever, I'm sorry, but like also before you hit the road, maybe you should take some art lessons because this is terrible. Okay, and then like with the like clean cut number font with that scribble shit above it, like it doesn't make sense, and there's not enough other elements to the jersey to make me think of the city at all. This is like one kid who was handed a stick of chalk outside of the Barclays Center and just was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna write this," and then you guys take a picture of it and put it on a jersey. It's too simple, and the aspects that make it different are dumb to me. I don't like it.
Listen, this makes me think of trying to learn long division. I don't know why, but like, dude, look at the little brackets. Look at the little
okay.
brackets. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it. That's my only contribution here
I
outside of the
was
Eastern
just thinking of looking at this scribbled shit on here, and you're like, oh, long division.
That's how you want long division. No, every point you made is like my contribution is going to be what I never noticed. I always hated this jersey because, one, no one writes Brooklyn like that. You would think like, oh, are they taking out all the vowels? Then you realize the R is also missing. So
Right.
it's just removing letters at random. It's if you have a contest like let's have kids do it. Like this was clearly the worst submission.
Yeah.
There were some talented, sick kids. They could do better. There was definitely better submissions if that's how they did this. And also,
Right.
I just noticed this. Why is the 7 so off-centered?
right?
Yeah, just put off under the left breast for no reason. Like, and it's I don't and then even like I don't get the significance of in the brackets it being like yellow and blue. Like why is the color differential there, and why did they use a colored pencil for that and a marker for the words? And really that first one's not even a word. It just and it's not even like an abbreviation. Like it's too long to be an abbreviation, but like it's not a full word. Like I don't understand they just picked their favorite letters from the word or what the I mean, like this is it's just bad. Just bad.
Yeah,
that pisses me off.
All right, Grayson, what do you got for pick 2?
All right, this one's a little personal. I don't know if you guys know the story behind this. This is the Portland Trailblazers City one. It is the airport carpet jersey because that pattern is on the pattern of the carpet of the airport in Portland, Oregon. My girlfriend's from Portland, Oregon. She explained this to me. I was like, what is this pattern? And she explained this, that it is like, that's their Instagrammable thing in Portland. Like every city has like an Instagrammable thing. People take pictures of the airport floor. That's their thing. And that is the carpet of the Portland airport. And I'm just, one, it's ugly as hell. And that's why it's famous, is because it's ugly. Two, you got, as a city, it is really sad that the thing you're that proud of is the carpet at your airport.
Yeah, that's.
And three, it's like, not even that unique. That's just what every carpet looked like in the 70s. They just decided to fucking keep it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, because that's such like a you could just change the carpet. It's not like something that's integral to the structure of the city. Like it's it's carpet, for Christ's sake, right? And like I don't understand the thought process. See, because I never knew that. That's a really good fact to bring to the table here, because I never knew that. It would have even made sense if you said it like if you just left it vaguely. It has something to do with their airport. It still wouldn't have been like a cool reason, but especially because it's the fucking carpet. That's the dumbest shit ever. And the colors have nothing. Like the fact that that's the homage to the city is the carpet in one establishment in your entire city. That's what it is. That's all you have to call back to. And then the PDX is. I understand that that's probably also tied. I would have to assume also tied to the airport.
Yeah, it's
right.
Yeah,
but
it's,
like,
yeah.
Why are you obsessed with your airport? Every city has a goddamn airport. Why are you obsessed with yours? Like, is this some rebel? Were they the first airport ever or something? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why was that where you pigeonholed yourself to this whole jersey idea?
What kind of bum city is Portland that they have to? PDX doesn't even look like Portland. Like they can do some other random acronym for it. I don't get it.
There's so much that just this jersey makes you feel bad for Portland. Like, yeah. It's like the thing you're proud of is the thing you're proud of is your carpet at your airport. Like that's your thing.
So hold on, Grace. I want to ask a question. You're saying that people go to the Portland airport and actually physically they take pictures of the carpet.
Yeah, but go and show me all this. They're like people doing like snow angels on the carpet. There's everyone takes pictures of like their feet on it. Like
So
it's
so
so dumb.
Nashville has the mural. Pittsburgh probably has like the bridges or something. Portland has the airport carpet.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
you're
like the
telling me.
bean in Chicago. This is their thing. They have a carpet at an airport that is indistinguishable. Like I think when we were kids, we're all around the same age.
Yeah.
When we were kids, these carpets were starting to get removed, but we remember them. Like these 70s carpets. Like I think my elementary school had one of these. Like they're not unique. You guys just kept it. And we,
Right.
as a country, we all agreed they were hideous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they're like shining light on how outdated they are. Like they're like, yeah, man, we don't give up.
It's
Except
also a
any
little
hopes
sad.
to be
You mentioned the
competitive in the
airport code
NBA.
that they have to do PDX and couldn't do like PLD.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
You're telling me that PDX is as close as you could get to Portland?
I mean, maybe Portland, Maine got it first.
Yeah.
Another weird Oregon fact I learned by dating a girl from Oregon: none of their cities have original names. Their capital is Salem. They have a Dayton. They have an Albany. Like all of their cities are named after things in the East Coast.
Damn, that's tough. Tough look for the state of Oregon right there,
You think
dude.
people who smoke that much weed would be more creative?
You would hope so. They're not putting a good face to people who don't like weed smokers. That's for sure. Like, oh, look at these dumbasses smoking all that weed and they're doing the same shit we are over here. You know, that's a tough look. But yeah, dude, these are just not good. And especially now that I know, because at first it was like, oh, these just suck. Now that we have the backstory, it's twice as bad.
Yeah, it's actually the opposite of that Heat jersey. Where when you tell me the backstory, it made it better. You think this is ugly, and you get the backstory. It's like that's even worse.
Right. Right.
Oh, dude. Yeah, these are trash. All right. We're going to go to my second pick here.
Ooh,
All right.
Yeah, dude.
this might actually just be the ugliest, like just straight ugliest.
Yeah, no, these are tough. So, I got the 2022 Indiana Pacers here. The story behind these is apparently it's supposed to be the truss in their field house or arena or whatever. I don't know. I'm a construction guy. That's what I do for a living. But like this, I'm not impressed by the truss structure whatsoever. The actual reason for making this is to celebrate the field house of the future, whatever that means. I don't know. I don't know what that is supposed to mean. These make me think of straight up overalls, and that's it. And they're not doing themselves any favors on trying to separate themselves from the stereotype of being Hicks from Indiana. And that's I'll just leave it at that.
I can't get it. The field house of the future, whatever that means.
Also, I think we had that truss in our frat and we hung lights on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Yeah, this is Ben Mia's truss.
Oh man, yeah, I just not good, and even like the color differential between like that dark blue and the black just doesn't go well with the random yellow that they are trying to throw. And it's also, I mean, I get that like the blue and yellow are the colors of the Pacers, but the overbearing black in the torso of it doesn't really make much sense either. Like if you did need to do it a different color than blue, why not do it as white and then change the font color of the Pacers and the zero or something? Like the black being thrown in there makes no sense to me. And these just look not good. They're just aesthetically kind of gross. Like this would be okay. So like most of the time, Olympic garb is not great. Like it's just poorly designed, and they focus more on the crispness of like the font and stuff on there, but the design is terrible. This reminds me of like what an Olympic pole vaulter or somebody would be wearing right now. Like it's just not good design wise either.
I don't get it, man. It's just this. I actually think I think I've seen the other jerseys that we're going to pull up, but I actually think this is just straight up the ugliest. There's other reasons we hate the other jerseys,
Right.
Like it's like this doesn't make any sense. This makes you hate Portland, things like that. Like, this is just the most aesthetically unappealing thing. I don't know enough about graphic design to really break it down, but it's like the colors are the colors of the regular jersey, but it's something about the way that it's laid out. It looks hideous.
Yes.
Just I can't break it down more than that. There's just something so aesthetically unappealing about this.
And especially like because there's the thin areas of blue that are still on the outside, like you got to figure it looks bad laying flat, let alone like when a player's wearing it. Like the way it's going to look on the player is even worse. So these are just a complete misfire all the way around.
This is I saw these and like the article that I found was literally just like the title was NBA fans are roasting the Pacers' new City Edition jerseys, and like it. I think the top comment was like, "Man, I can't believe that the Pacers front office every single year huddles together and says, how can we fuck up our City Edition jersey again?" Like,
Yeah.
Like apparently it won't. And really, I don't. Have the Pacers ever really had cool jerseys? I can't think of one that's been like that great.
I think they have like a pinstripe one that's fine, but
It's fine.
it's like
Yeah, they don't have
Pacers ever
anything
been
that's
that
like mind blowing for sure.
Yeah, none of it's that good. All right, Benny, what do you got for your last pick?
All right, my final pick. These just make me laugh because I remember having like several people tell me like, "Oh, these are so creative. These are tough. These are tough to look at. These are terrible. I don't understand this 2020 Dallas Mavericks City Edition jersey with this weird like white base green outline graffiti look for the font and like this weird like it makes me think of like Space Jam type stuff, but even worse because there's this weird like flowy gradient of blues in the jersey for the color with the bright green outline, and the fonts are just bad. And obviously only like weird white people would like these jerseys, hence probably why Mark Cuban gave the green light on this, because he's a closet racist and a terrible guy. But these are just bad. I don't know who thought these were a good idea. And, you know, I guess I give them points for going way outside the box. But again, doesn't really tie into the city. And the colors, they're trying to put things together that shouldn't be. Like they couldn't make up their mind what blue they should have. So we'll just fade it into each other is just terrible. All in all, 360, this is just a bad union.
This is a Kmart version of the Fresh Prince graffiti look. That's all this is. Like,
yeah, and it's bad. It's
just bad.
It's just bad.
I also love how the guy that you picked in this picture to send to me.
There was a reason for that. Is JJ Barea.
Matt, it had to be a white guy.
100%. Because not that I knew that you were going to bring it up, Grayson, but somebody was going to. And it had to be someone who looked extra goofy in the uniform, hence why JJ Barea is making his first appearance on the show.
I also just think it's funny how it's going from like a dark or like a light blue fading or like a gradient down to like a dark blue, and then his tights are also that dark blue, so it just like fades all the way down. I don't know why. It's just kind of a funny look, but yeah, these are lime. What is up with the lime green and the Mavs, dude?
I was gonna say my only thing to add is I think we should just ban. You said the line, but I think neon green from jerseys. Like this immediately makes me think of those horrible Seahawks like highlighter jerseys.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's people out there who think that those are like great jerseys, and I think those are terrible.
They're great to wear to a rave.
Yeah.
Look like
and that's
a stick.
Yeah, and these are great to wear nowhere.
Honestly, I think you can wear these to a rave too. I think
probably
maybe they styled it after a rave because the graffiti letters kind of look like a rave. Maybe Mark Cuban's really into raving, which explains why he only hangs out with white people.
Yeah, raving and racism.
Raving.
The Mark Cuban story.
No, No, I've been to a lot of raves. I'm gonna be honest, not super diverse.
Yeah, and hey, you know what? And some people out there, they are not. But there's a lot of people out there who would probably be like, "Oh, but he's a NBA owner. Shouldn't he be accepting of all ways and cultures?" Think about the guy who owned the Clippers before Steve Ballmer. You remember that guy? Okay, so maybe we're cracking something here with Mark Cuban, and now we're just adding another person to come after us because we've been spraying a lot of information about Bigfoot out there that I don't think he ever intended to get out. Maybe they're working together, and Bigfoot's also a racist with Mark Cuban.
I knew we'd fit him in
I
here
do
somewhere.
think it's gonna come up.
Yeah, I knew.
I think maybe Boban is actually Bigfoot. And he's just been undercover as an NBA player this whole time.
You just shaved him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew we'd fit it in here somewhere, dude. We couldn't.
Had to. I wasn't letting the episode go by without getting him in now. So, but yeah, dude. For my last one, I had to put these on there because it's like the creativity. Sure, I'll give you an A for creativity, but an F for everything else that stands for fuck. These are ugly. I don't like it at all.
I just noticed he actually tried to make it look good by matching his shoes with the jersey.
Yeah.
Get the ugliest shoes he could find to do it.
Pure dedication to you know what? For whatever reason, Mark Cuban is still paying me to show up. So I should you know what? JJ Barea had a great playoff run in 2011. That's the last time he did anything significant. So the fact that he was rocking these in 2020 is wild to me.
Oh, yikes. All right, Grayson, what do you got for your last one?
I think this one's pretty obvious. It's nothing. This is the opposite of Smalls' last one because his whole thing was that was just an aesthetically displeasing jersey. There's nothing that aesthetically wrong with it. I think you all know what the problem is.
Yep.
It is Cream City. That is not a nickname for a city. That's what I say when I welcome to Cream City. No one calls Milwaukee that.
You say it? You said that's the lie?
Yeah. Welcome to Cream City.
Oh man.
No one calls Milwaukee that. I have asked. And even if they do, you do not put that on a jersey.
Like, to me, you're just at the minimum. Even if we're gonna boil this down to like the elementary side of us, right? For the jokes alone, why the hell are you putting it on there? And first of all, what makes Milwaukee Cream City? Is it just because
A lot of milk up there,
Wisconsin,
dude.
like, yeah, the cheese thing. But why not even at the minimum? Like, Cheese City wouldn't be much better either. But why not do that, or Dairy City or something? Cream City is the worst possible choice that you could have taken. The worst approach to put on there, and you made it that off-white creamy color that makes people think. If you've ever seen that, if you are over like 15 years old, you know exactly what we're fucking talking about right now. They picked the worst color and the worst name to put on there. Dude, and this is one that, again, like you said, it's not one that you look at and you're like, oh, this is gross looking. Like, you got to dig into it.
Milwaukee, this would be a cool jersey.
Yeah, 100%. But that, if anything, if it didn't say Cream City, I wouldn't have even made a mention about the color. But it's, it's a domino effect of just things that you can't do. You can't set your city up for this. It's just terrible.
Dude, they did Milwaukee bad on this. They did them dirty on this. We like cream colored jerseys on this show. Like, I think
Hashtag cream is clean.
Yeah, cream is clean. But like, dude, it's cream jerseys are normally pretty good looking, but you can't put the words Cream City on there.
Whatever that means.
Like I say, if you just put Milwaukee on it, it's a cool looking jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's, and especially with these being the city edition that's supposed to like honor the city, like, this is just getting everybody to make fun of your city. That's all it is.
Oh my god, dude. Dude.
That's
Oh, dude. Oh.
I don't.
All right. We gotta move on, dude. Gotta move on. Okay, all right. Let's wrap it up.
all right. Hit us with your last one, Smalls. Let's.
All right. So very in the same vein as Grayson. I'm going with the 2020 Sacramento Kings. Again, you can't put something that you know people are just gonna pinpoint your city to after you put it on a jersey. Sacktown is just an absurd thing to put on a jersey. I don't care if people from Sacramento actually call Sacramento Sacktown. If that's the case, you shouldn't, because Sacktown is not. It is just not doing your city any favors at all. The most shocking thing about this is not the only time that they put Sacktown on a jersey. They've done
Right.
it
I was gonna say
three
this
other
has
times.
happened. Yeah, this has happened before.
I don't know how it keeps coming up. They keep putting the word Sacktown on the jersey. Not only that, they mash four. I looked it up. They mash 4 different jerseys into this one jersey because none of it makes any sense. The colors are just from past jerseys. The checkers don't make any sense at all. And again, they just put Sacktown right there. There's no redeeming quality about this.
What's the lion thing? Like a king, like the king of the jungle thing.
I think it's supposed to be like a royal king thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, they use this logo a few other places.
It's been an
but-
alternate logo for however long, but it's like it's one you don't see as much and doesn't make sense. And that's like the Sacktown font, and then the number font don't align.
Yeah.
And then like the weird checkerboard thing on the side of the jersey and the shorts, like, and then it's like the colors, like they could have coordinated that a little better. I don't know. These are just, you know what? These jerseys are perfect for people who call Sacramento Sacktown. That's who these are good for. Other than that, pretty dumb.
I think a general theme of this podcast has been, if you're gonna pay homage to like jerseys or styles of the past, pick one at a time.
Yeah.
Like the Miami thing, the Philly thing. I think there were a couple other. There's just pick one at a time instead of just throwing every idea together. Because it does not blend. Like I don't. First of all, the color doesn't make sense. They're purple. Why is it blue and like I don't even know what is that? What is that color? Is that reddish pink?
It's like a red pink. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's sack colored.
Sack sack colored. Whatever that.
It's that color. That's what they look like.
Oh man.
Oh, dude. Whoa.
Yeah, so just a stinker all the way around.
These are tough. Yeah, this is tough. Again, you can't set your city up like this. You can't do it. How many desks did this go across with people signing off on it? And again, it happened multiple years. It's not just like a one-time thing.
It'd be like if the Pirates had a jersey that said Schittsburg on it. Like you can't do it. You're putting yourself in the worst position possible.
It's
like,
Cream
people
City.
do call it that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude. That's
Small markets need to come up with better nicknames.
Yeah. Sacktown. Do people from Sacramento? I don't know anyone from Sacramento, but do people actually call it Sacktown? I'm genuinely curious.
I have a friend that's from Sacramento, and I'm going to ask him when we get off here if he calls it Sacktown, or if he accepts that people call it Sacktown.
The sack.
Yeah,
I mean that's what the abbreviation is. When you watch the games and stuff, they're SAC, just sack every time that you look. So, tough.
Checker, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's from a past jersey. That's the only explanation that I could find. That's it.
I tell them if you're gonna homage past jerseys, you get one.
Yeah, you gotta pick one. All right, but that's gonna wrap us up, boys. That was something. That was That was an
to
episode.
say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Well,
I had fun.
I always I enjoy whenever we get to roast jerseys or people or cities, especially Philadelphia. So anytime that those opportunities come about, I'm stoked. But Grayson, man, it's awesome to meet you, and I appreciate you coming on and taking the time to also shit on some awful jerseys with us.
Appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you so much.
Yep. Hey, go plug your page real quick.
All 200 Proof Sports, best sports memes on Instagram. We're also on TikTok, and we're on YouTube as 200 Proof Productions. But 200 Proof Sports on Instagram, you'll get it all from there. Come roast some people with us. It's mostly a lot of roasting of Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden. You know.
Yeah, the usual suspects. Yeah.
Oh.
Love it, dude. All right.
Well, guys
Great.
who have been on the Nets in the past few years.
There we go. Grayson, I appreciate you coming on once again. Guys, this has been The Vault. We'll be back next week. I don't have anything more to add because that was a trip. So that was great. Boys, appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.
Shout out Cream City.
Say that.